Because of the nature of this storm, we are certain that this is going to be a slow-moving process through a wide swath of the country, and millions of people are going to be affected.
Superstorm Sandy has completely changed how people look at the marine environment. Storms of the future are likely to be more intense and even more numerous. We have to be ready. We have to understand what's going on in the environment and how to protect ourselves and our property.
Water is water. Whether it comes from the river or whether it comes from severe storms, those of us in the low point are going to be affected by it.
It really is the entire galaxy and panoply of issues raised. The answers are not as easily fashioned as the questions posed.
It is very common when studying a problem to look at it from a local perspective, small scale, something doable. But when you start to think about the coast and how vast it is, you need to start thinking more innovatively. Step back a little and look at the whole situation. How can we protect everyone at the same time? Regional thinking, to me, is the only way to go.
One of the first questions that West 8, Adrienne, asked me, what are we going to do about the barrier islands? Our team's proposal demonstrates that it's possible to study and fund a chain of dunes that we're calling the Blue Dunes, protecting the mid-Atlantic from Cape May to Cape Cod.
The Blue Dunes are the promise for a resilient coastline where communities will flourish, feel protected, and a devastating 1,700 miles of seawall is not needed.
So the hope is that we don't have to wall people off. There needs to be a deeper respect for how natural processes and the water works. And there's no one issue. I mean, environment is as important as economy, which is as important as communities, which is as important as economic vibrancy and health. To come up with a solution that actually moves things forward, all of these things have to be taken into account.
I think the big outcome in terms of the work of this project has been advancing the idea of a process versus a specific notion of the barrier islands, whether it be in terms of public finance or environmental regulation, which advances any number of physical interventions in the built environment. It isn't just about one state, it isn't about one county, it's about a federal problem.
I think what it really means, and where we're standing kind of at the edge today, looking into the future, is that local projects are critically important and a regional project is critically important.
The importance of maintaining our coast is critical. Every citizen needs to speak up and address their concerns and figure out a way to get their government, their politicians, their scientists mobilized.
The big question going forward is how it is that we align our industrial sector to take on these types of interventions regardless of scale. And I think that that is a huge industrial mission that's on par with the space program, that this in many ways is the next space program specific to the oceans. And I think that's a huge challenge for everyone, and I think that one that certainly could benefit long-term in technological terms and in terms of employment, in terms of larger macroeconomic variables, something that I think could really advance the interests of our country.
There's so many things that we don't know about the ocean. We need to study in great detail the waves, storm surges, changes in salinity and temperature, especially as climate change comes into place. It is the new frontier, and we need to marshal students, faculty, and all of our resources to address it.